Hello and welcome to our second chapter tutorial on how to use Tinkercad. In this video, you will learn the tools available and how to move around on a three-dimensional plate. Our objectives in this video are to learn how to create your first project, how to move around, and learn the common tools and assets in the working environment. To start, click on the button Create New Design. The first thing you will see is a work plane with a layout similar to a graph paper. This plane is where you start modeling your 3D objects. Whenever you generate a new project, Tinkercad generates a random name for the project. You can change it by clicking on the top name and then you can edit it. One interesting feature is that Tinkercad allows you to generate your 3D model for Minecraft or Lego bricks. If your class is working in teams, they can send a link to collaborate within the same project. If I drag and drop one shape to the plane, you will see that some of the commands light up. Just like any other program, you can copy, paste, duplicate, delete, and undo. You can import a few 3D modeling formats and export them as well to a few common formats. The button Send is in case you have a 3D model account to save your finished models, to share them with a broad community, or just to save a picture. To the left, you will see a cube. This cube is for orientation. This cube will always tell you the direction and orientation of your objects. The house icon is to go back to the original view. The Fit view is whenever you have several objects but you just want to focus on one object to work with. You also have a zoom in and zoom out button, but you can also do it by sliding your fingers in your trackpad or just use your mouse. Also have the perspective button. This is very useful since sometimes it's tricky to arrange objects around in a 3D environment. You also have other commands whenever you're working with multiple objects for grouping, ungrouping, aligning, and mirroring. You can change the work plane to work with a different perspective with an object, and you also have a ruler. Tinkercad has multiple basic shapes. These shapes are called primitives. You can discover more primitives by clicking on the basic shapes box, and to use them, just drag and drop it in the work plane and move it around. To maximize the workspace you're working with, click on Edit Grid to resize your working space. You need to know that Tinkercad is mostly used for 3D printing, therefore uses the metric system as default. Your workspace is set up as 200 millimeters, which is about 8 inches, but you can make it as big as 1000 millimeters or approximately 39 inches. Whenever you're working with objects, each object snaps to the grid in the workspace. As default, each object will snap every 1 millimeter. To change the snapping distance, this setting will help you moving your objects more precise whenever you're working with more objects, and you can also set this setting off to move the objects freely.